The National Empowerment Fund, I'm sure as you might be aware, is an agent of the DTI which focuses on funding black businesses and black entrepreneurs. And over the years, we've realized that at times it helps to have partnerships with other people who have the same goals in terms of growing black entrepreneurship in the country, and we have partnerships with the likes of the Western Cape government, with private sector companies. So as we're engaging with the city of Ekurhuleni, they also have the objective of growing participation of black people in business and executive of Ekurhuleni, hence the partnership.
What are the business needs of Ekurhuleni? Given that you have many industries that exist there, is it going to be different ones that are established, or are they going to be duplicated?
So the focus of the NEF generally is to make sure that black people participate in the mainstream of the economy, because although Ekurhuleni, I mean, it's mostly manufacturing and so forth and logistics, but if you look at the percentage of businesses that are owned by black people, you'll see that it's not at the levels that it should be. So the NEF generally funds across the sectors, but obviously we try and focus on those sectors that have got a high job creation capability, and that will support employment of young people, that will support economic participation in townships and so forth. So there isn't a limit in the type of sectors that we will be doing with this fund, but the focus is just to make sure that black people participate meaningfully in the economy.
So with the motive of getting them to participate, what do they necessarily need except funding?
So over the years of funding black entrepreneurs, as the NEF, what we realize is that money alone is not the solution for businesses. You need a holistic package. You need to support investing. So before you give them the money, once you've given them the money, you need an even more intensive support for businesses. So for example, we found that some entrepreneurs are great business developers. They are rainmakers. They can go out there, get opportunities for themselves, but they have no clue of how to manage the finances once they've gotten business. Sometimes, they don't have the discipline that is required to, differentiate between revenues and profits. So we have, as the NEF, more than 10 years ago, established a post-investment unit that is just there to handhold and monitor, our investees, to make sure that they do the right things for their businesses to be sustainable. So that was one of the attractions for the city of Ekurhuleni to partner with us, because we don't just provide funding, but we provide the non-financial support that goes with the money, because we've realized how important non-financial support is in sustainable businesses.
With the statistics that have been posted by Stats say that there's a high rate of failure of SMMEs, and 64% is a very high number. So what makes you confident that when you are in a project like this, the businesses that are going down need to be afloat and be sustainable? How are you going to maintain that? I mean, again, one has to look at whether or not you're giving them grants or loans. Are you going to get your money back?
That's the objective. Our funding, whether it's just directly from the NEF or with our partners, is money that must be paid back, because we believe that as it comes back, we are then able to deploy it back into the economy and grow more entrepreneurs. Because if it's a grant, it's gone. And if the business, it doesn't have that ability to recycle. Because if you look at our own history as the NEF, we were originally given 2.4 billion rands. We've invested into the economy about 7 billion rands, having approved over 10 billion. And the reason we're able to do that is that people pay us back, and we reinvest the money they've paid back. So all the monies we give are loans that has to be repaid. But I mean, not, if I say loans, not in a traditional sense that it's all senior debt and so forth. Sometimes we invest in equity in the business because we believe in the growth trajectory of that particular business. But it is money that must be paid back, and that's why the non-financial support has to be intensive to make sure that the businesses are able to pay us back.
Yeah, so earlier you were saying that money alone is not a solution, but the problems that small businesses experience in relation to red tape and, bureaucracy is another issue that causes bottlenecks, and some get delays at startup phase where they are not able to get the fundamentals and factors of production, like access to land, authorization of occupancy of the buildings that they want to lease, and so forth. What is it that's done to ensure that all these stumbling blocks are really alleviated so that business can be smoothly operational?
Which talks to the issue of the pre-investment support. So when an entrepreneur comes to us and say, I want to set up a social housing development project in this place, because we have walked the path before with other entrepreneurs, we understand the hurdles that they need to jump. So we have relationships. I mean, obviously we are also a government agency, so it's easier for us also to have access to some of the people who must make decisions to say, we are the NEF, we want to support this entrepreneur. These are the hurdles that they need that they are faced with. How can we work together to make sure that those issues are resolved? I mean, it even goes to the issue of time-use payment for SMEs. Sometimes we will then have to engage with those government departments and say, we have funded this SMME, you gave them a contract, you are not paying them on time. These are the implications of you not paying them on time. But we also had to, self-respect and introspect and say, what instruments should we be using to fund these entrepreneurs to respond to because the problem is a reality, the problem of people not being paid on time.